Here's one of the questions of the game, Hokie. One of the questions of the game, because it was so eye-opening, because it was basically they were doing the same thing. Cordero Patterson is unstoppable in the same scenarios on seemingly the same running plays as Najee is gaining 1 yard.
Yeah,
what happened? How could that happen?
It's different styles. And we talked about this last year with Jaylen Warren and Najee. Najee is not a guy that's a quick stop and restart, right? Cordero Patterson, boom, boom. He can stop on a dime and accelerate. Jaylen Warren, stop on a dime and accelerate. That's not Najee's game. Najee, one, I think that he struggles because the cutback, he has a hard time stopping and then cutting back and going and getting up to the second level. Number two, it's vision. Sometimes I worry about the vision of Najee Harris, right? He gets up in there, and there was a couple plays in the game that were the exact same runs that Cordero Patterson had.
Right.
Patterson jump cut and accelerated back into the backside A or B gap, and Najee forces it in the front side B gap, right? And so sometimes I wonder about his vision. And listen, I'm not coming out and saying it, but I think there's been some criticism about his vision over the years that he's been here, right? So I think it's a combination of that, and he's just more of a power runner than a jump cut accelerating kind of runner.
There's been talk, in fact, Jerry Dulac put this out the other day, that the main reason the Steelers didn't give Najee the fifth-year option is because they were as curious as anybody to see, does Najee's running style fit in Arthur Smith's offense? So if you could simplify this, tell us how Arthur Smith's run game, the scheme of his run game, is different than what the Steelers have had, if it's different, and how that would affect Najee.
It's just a power running game. I mean, it's just line up, and I'm going to whoop the man in front of me. And here's the reality. If you look at it, when I talk about Patterson jump cutting and getting backside on a hitting a backside gap, you're not going to win every block. But as a running back, your job is, if it's not open, to try to find a way to find another hole that's open, right, and get up to the second level and third level. And Najee, those guys that weren't winning every block, they're not dominating the line of scrimmage right now. You got a lot of young guys in there, and so they're getting beat at times. And so Najee, if he's not jump cutting, if he's not seeing the backside hole, or he's not bouncing it, and he's able to beat someone, that's another thing too. I don't think for him not being able to accelerate. Listen, I'm not saying he's a bad running back. I don't want anybody to listen to this. He's a different type of running back. He's a power back. I'm going to lower my shoulder and I'm going to blow through you, and it's tough to do that when you're at the line of scrimmage, right? But there's a play where he was hitting up in the B gap, and the outside edge, the outside linebacker, got too tight up on the tackle on Dan Moore and sucked in. All he had to do was jump cut to the outside. He would have beat him around the corner and gone for maybe 7 or 8 yards. He didn't see that, A. But B, I don't think he has the acceleration to get around the corner like that, like a Patterson or Jaylen Warren does. So it's just different running styles where if a play breaks down, then Patterson or Warren, boom, they can adjust and fly. Najee, if that hole's not there, I think Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, I don't think he's a jump cut guy, but if the hole's not there, he's getting 2-3 yards. And the whole philosophy is, I'm going to pound you. I'm going to pound you. I'm going to put you into submission, and then I'm going to what they did against the Chargers in the fourth quarter. And then we're going to break for a 20-yard run. Then we're going to break for a 12-yard run. That's Arthur Smith's style, and that's kind of how it was when I was there with the Steelers. We were just going to keep pounding, keep pounding, and keep pounding. And the reality is, we're seeing Patterson, we're seeing Warren, who boop, 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 like bumblebees, and then they're gone. That's not Najee's style.